Please welcome to the stage, your first time in this section, it's Alistair Barrie!
It's all right, I haven't got a fucking clue who I am either. My name is Alistair Barrie. It's not my real name. My real name's Stephen Minnie. We have just had one very awkward interval, I don't mind telling you. So just to save anyone any bother, I thought, sod it, I'll come dressed as Ukraine. There we are, that's what I've done. Because now rather annoyed that Sindhu V was on before me, but that's the nature of the beast. I think we should... it's actually quite a dangerous outfit, this one. I wore it to the airport the other day, got told to sod off by Priti Patel. I interrupted a press conference about how welcoming she was, but talking of vicious, nasty bastards, I'd just like to start my section of this show by saying, fuck you, Vladimir Putin, if I may. Yeah, no, I'm a topical comedian, and he has screwed me right up, ladies and gentlemen. I've got nothing. I had loads of material, a beautiful, honed opening routine about how we had the worst leader on the planet. It's feeling a bit dated now, isn't it? What did he do? Oh, canapes. This has happened. I've got 10, 11 days to write a whole new set. All I've got so far is the realisation I've spent my entire adult life mispronouncing chicken Kiev. Changing my worldview. What next? Fish fingers? Oh my God. They're Findus crispy pancaques. I had no idea. And the man leading the Ukrainians is a comedian. Way to rub it in, Volodymyr. Loads of followers, I've got bugger all. We both work in a bunker, but apart from that, we've got nothing we can say that's the same. So here we are, coming out of this, and it's been, apparently we're not having the best response to it. The Ukrainian refugee response is appalling, and we're surprised this government are doing a terrible job. This government who, unless you have forgotten, have spent the last 2 years pissed out of their tiny minds, as far as I know. Number 10 appears to be some sort of revolving nightclub with people falling out of it at 2 o'clock in the morning going, shush, officer. Don't tell anyone, the wine fridge is empty. We've all made fools of ourselves when we're drunk. I've made a fool of myself when I'm drunk, but I have never woken up the morning after a heavy night going, oh my God, you will not believe what I did last night. Oh, what? I spent £9 billion on PPE. That's not even the funny bit. Half of it doesn't even fucking work. That's our government, ladies and gentlemen. But they needed to let off steam, ladies and gentlemen. They needed to let off steam because the rest of us have had a high old time for the last 2 years, haven't we? I don't know about you. I was furloughed. Who knew what furloughed meant 2 years ago? Someone came up to you February 2020 and said, I've been furloughed. You'd be like, oh. Lucky you. Anyone I know? I thought furloughed was what people from Birmingham did to you on Twitter. The thing is, right, my wife is self-employed as well, right? We own a company together. That's how we run our finances. She carried on working. My industry completely collapsed. My wife's favourite moment of the pandemic by a country mile was sending me, after 1 week, sending me a letter on headed notepaper from the company we jointly own, telling me she was going to have to let me go because I was simply no longer pulling my own fucking weight. This is my job, right? I've done this job for 20 years, all over the world. It's glorious. 20 minutes a night as well. 7 minutes a night is fantastic. That's a proper working day. But generally, 20 minutes a night for 20 years. In the space of a press conference 2 years ago, I went from 20 minutes a night all over the world having a glorious time to suddenly 14-hour days of unemployed, unpaid house husbandry in charge of a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. They're mine. I didn't steal them for shits and giggles. My life for the last 2 years has been a non-stop blur of poo, snot, laundry, nappies, drinking hand sanitizer from the bottle just to get through another visit to the soft play area, which is invariably closed when you arrive, so you have to head to the swings for the 12th time that week, even though it's only fucking Wednesday. Couple of shots of Calpol, because why should the kids get all the good shit? Followed by more poo, more snot, more laundry, more nappies. I've seen so much poo in the last 2 years. More poo, wall to wall, but never had time for one of my own. I haven't had a shit in 2 years because I couldn't find a window. All conducted in a state of catatonic tiredness and an atmosphere of marital hostility that threatens to break out into open warfare at any moment. So when I say it is good to be here, it is so fucking good to be here. I could have done with letting off a little steam, can you tell? A little bit tense. I love my children. I would throw myself in front of a bus for my children, but after the last 2 years, I just want to throw myself in front of a bus. Honestly, because we were told we couldn't have children, naturally. We were told, so we looked into adoption, right? And then we managed, by a miracle, we managed to have them naturally, and now we are definitely looking into adoption. Oh my God, they're glorious. But people, these people who achieved stuff in lockdown. What did you achieve in lockdown? Do you know what I achieved? I learnt the words to let it go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I did. Because you try not to drag your children in front of the TV. You resist as long as you possibly can. You're like, they shouldn't watch TV. It's bad for them. They shouldn't watch the television. It's not right. You shouldn't let them watch television. No, let's get old. No, Daddy, play. Eventually, because when you put them in front of it, they shut the fuck up. No, it's chewing gum for the eyes. You shouldn't let them... About 5 o'clock, they wear you down. You sit there and they suddenly shut up and you're just left sitting there going, I think this must be what heroin feels like. Honestly, I've watched so many Disney movies. You know when you've been in lockdown too long, when you wake up next to the woman you love and realise you haven't actually had sex in 5 weeks, but you were dreaming of a threesome with Anna and Elsa from Frozen that was interrupted by Olaf, the passive-aggressive snow twat, suddenly grabbing your cock, twirling it round, shoving it in the middle of his face and screaming, "Let it go!" at you. Took them down to see my parents because they're getting on and they've got a nice house and I'm running out of money, so I thought we might be able to give them COVID that way, but that didn't work. Rubbing them up against them. Then I realised there was no chance of my parents catching COVID because they can't be positive about fucking anything. Struggled. I'm an older dad, that's the thing. I'm over 50 years of age, right? Older age. You know you're getting older. I knew I was getting older when I got given a Fitbit for Christmas. You don't give young people a Fitbit, do you? Young person, how many steps have you done today? As many as it takes to get away from you, Your Royal Highness. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. He's not allowed to use that title anymore. I was talking to a mate of mine about this a little while ago. He was talking about his daughter who's going to university. He was going, she's going to university. I remember, that's brilliant. You should be proud. Well, it's not what I wanted her to do. I wanted her to go and be a lawyer or an engineer or a doctor. And I was like, it doesn't matter what she's doing. She's going to college. You should be very proud. And he went, what about your daughter? Right, my daughter was 2 years old at this point. He goes, what about your daughter? What do you want her to do? What do you want her to be? And I said, mate, I'll be honest. I was nearly 46 when my daughter was born. I probably want her to have a teenage pregnancy so I get to meet my grandchildren. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, what you're doing tonight is amazing. So keep supporting this because we went through 2 years of hell and now we've got World War III. So what you're doing here is amazing. Also, get your jab as well. Since I don't want to go back through what I've been through the last 2 years and neither do you. And if you don't want to get your jab, can you do me a favour? Can you go and live on a little plague island with smallpox, measles, polio, every other disease we've wiped out through human ingenuity? And do me a favour, take Boris Johnson and take Vladimir Putin with you. My name's Alistair Barrie. I'll see you again. Good night.